Hello again, people. It's Dr. Ron here. When the European invaders, mostly British and Irish, invaded Australia and first encountered Aborigines, the Aborigines had a single instrument, and that instrument is called the didgeridoo, right? Today I'm going to play two different didgeridoos for you. Now, I have been showing films of people playing the didgeridoo for a long time in my classes. Uh, and I always wanted one. And this first one, so it's very pretty and it's decorated with Australian type decorations, right? This first one I encountered at the Groth Music Stand at the Minnesota State Fair when I was walking by. I always go to that music stand, and I saw it sitting there, and I picked it up and tried to play it, and I realized that I'm kind of a natural. I could play the thing right away, and I bought it, right? This one is made from PVC. Both of them I have here to show you are made from PVC, and the PVC is just heated and molded, so it's wide on one and skinny on the other. And it has a very characteristic bend that didgeridoos always have, right? Authentic didgeridoos are very expensive when they come from Australia, and they're made from melaleuca wood. Um, but the guy at the Groff Music Stand told me that, this one was only $35. A genuine wooden one from Australia goes for around $400. And he told me the things only really make two different notes, which is true. And the PVC ones really don't sound any worse or any better than the melaleuca ones, right? So I bought these PVC ones, and at $35, right? And I think this other one here, undecorated, I forget how much I paid for this, but it was about the same price, about $35. So it's one of those instruments you don't worry about if it gets crushed by a semi backing up, if it gets stolen by somebody at the college that I work at, anything like that. I have very few carefree instruments like that, right? So you play the didgeridoo, right? You go like you're playing the tuba or a trumpet, right? And you have to do that at the perfect velocity, right? And at the perfect strength, and at the perfect resonance to hit the resonance of the tube. And then you get the whole tube vibrating. If you don't blow into it exactly right, you get, it doesn't sound like anything, right? You got to blow just right to get the whole tube to vibrate. Let's give it a try. You see, it really only has two notes to it. It's got a little higher note and then the lower note. So this one is more difficult to play because it's a lot bigger than the other one, so it takes a lot more wind. Now we'll play the smaller one. This one I ran across at the stand of a musical craftsman at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, and I was very surprised to see it there. And I, of course, knew what it was, and I had to pick it up and play it right away. And the guy was a great instrument craftsman. He had handmade djembe drums and other things like that. So when I saw this sitting there, I had to pick it up and play it. Right, this one's easier. Get a good look at it. See, characteristic bend in it. One end wider than the other. It's got a curved part that you blow in. It's like a giant mouthpiece on a trumpet. It's not as easy as I make it sound. I try to mess around with it and go like a trumpet or something. But when Aborigines play it, authentic didgeridoo players, it's really just a steady note. The other unusual thing about it is the Aboriginal musicians who play it, they have taught themselves to cycle breathe. They can actually breathe in through their nose, hold a pocket of air in their mouth, and then blow that air out while actually bringing in more air through their nose. So they don't have to take a breath. They can actually play for minutes and minutes at a time without stopping. I cannot do that. I have not learned to cycle breathe. So when Aborigines play it, it's and they can go as long as they want, right? Uh, that's Dr. Ron's introduction to the didgeridoo. I love these things.